Hello and welcome to the very first episode of the new season of the WHAMcast. I'm your host Robbie Fraser,
And I'm Ķondwani Mzamu.
and we're going to be your hosts for this year. And we're sorry for the delay. It's been a bit of a custody battle for the WHAMcast as of late, but we're back on track now, ready to start recording, ready to get some episodes out.
Like a bat out of production hell.
Absolutely. So this year for the WHAMcast, it's going to be similar to the last couple seasons, I suppose, in a little bit. Still doing news roundups, still having guests on, but we've had our eye on a few special guests, not necessarily tied just with the school, but people outside of school I thought would be interesting to get on.
And especially maybe interviewing people from other schools or people in professional industries. That'd be very good to have on this podcast. Another circumstance of our production block was that we were unable to get access to the original accounts that the WHAMcast were uploaded on, but we have managed to make a new one. The original was called whamcast.podcast@gmail.com. That one's over now. We don't use that one. Now it's whamcast.podcast2@gmail.com. So if you want to send us questions or ask for anything, you use that email.
Had a bit of a slow news week this week, Milburn wise, but by some miracle we have found a few things that we can talk about.
Senior football tournament is starting real soon. Sign-ups are still open for now, but the window is closing in pretty soon. So if you want to take part, head to your PE classroom or your head classroom and sign up a team of 7 people with a maximum of 2 club players, for balancing.
The school's rock band is looking for a second guitarist now. That is Wednesday after school, Thursday lunch times. If any of you are interested and if you are better at the guitar than I am, contact Tyler Martin at milburnacademy.org.uk for more details. And this year's Christmas fair is starting Tuesday the 28th of November. That starts at 6:30 and will end at 8:30.
If you have your own handmade creations, the Google form will be coming out soon where you can submit them for sale. You can bring your friends, family, arch nemesis, and drop off donations to the Mission Christmas Appeal during the school day.
If you have any questions, please direct them to Miss Suter in room 206.
We'll be introducing a new item for this season. We're calling it WHAMcast Jeopardy, based on the popular American game show where the questions are the answers and the answers are the questions, if that makes sense.
In case you can't tell, we're out of ideas, so we're just resorting to blatant plagiarism now. But at least we're releasing episodes. Same can't be said for season 2. If you have any questions you'd like to send us, just pop us an email. We'll go through them, pick out the best ones, and we'll give them to our contestants.
But wait a minute. This is the introductory episode. And we haven't even really introduced ourselves.
Very true. What can you tell me about yourself, Ķondwani?
Well, I am objectively the best business studies prefect.
He's the only business studies prefect.
I'm studying computing science, maths, biology, and a new creative thinking course.
So what are you thinking of looking into sort of after school?
Well, I plan to apply to colleges, universities, and especially this course, game design, because I'd very much like to make video games.
Nice. Do you have any key inspirations for the games you'd like to make?
Mainly action type games, like the beat 'em ups, the Street Fighters, stuff like that.
Interesting.
Now, what can you tell me about yourself, Robbie?
Well, I'm a history prefect this year, doing obviously history, modern studies, and I'm doing English. So a lot of writing, but good thing I like writing then.
Yeah, and you really mind the writing stuff?
Not really. As long as it's something that's interesting, something I kind of really want to write about. I don't really mind writing. Much prefer it to equations.
So long as you're enjoying your craft.
Yep. It's the only reason I do write.
What about your plans for after you finish school?
Hoping for university. Really like to do history. Just kind of see where it goes from there. Especially quite interested in like Norse history, like the Vikings and stuff,
Yeah. Really underrated part of history, to be honest.
Stuff we don't really know too much about. Be interesting to look into it, kind of get a bit of a feel for the field. Moving on from school now, though. Sure, we all want to kind of move away from that.
Mm-hmm.
Back to you, Kondo. Do you have much hobbies? Anything you like to do in your free time?
Well, I like to play a lot of video games. My main genres would be like the fighting games like Tekken, or roguelike adventure games like The Binding of Isaac or Terraria. All those type of games.
I suppose you have to be somewhat of a gamer if you want to do game design, don't you?
Well, gotta know your stuff before you start working on it, And about any hobbies of yours?
I'm a keen shinty player. Been playing for many a year. Well, I haven't been playing recently due to unforeseen circumstances, which don't want to bore you with the details, but it's something I've really done all my life. Been there since P1. It's been 11, 12 years now, and hope to continue it when I go off to uni as well.
Good.
But that's enough about me now. A bit of a boring man, in case you can't tell. So back to the WHAMcast. So we're hoping to release a new episode every Thursday. We think.
Yeah, the Thursday sounds decent. Hopefully no delays again.
We don't want any more delays. What will the fans think? But we're gonna keep up with the old WHAMcast tradition. There's always a question that's been asked at the end of every WHAMcast episode, and Kondo, I understand you have a question.
Yeah, it used to be, what food and drink would you take to a desert island? And it's a very, very good loaded question, but we're all about new beginnings here. We don't want to plagiarize any more than we already have. So we got this new one. If you could take any character, like real person, fictional character, and fend off a zombie apocalypse, who would you take?
That's a good question. I really don't know. But someone who could, probably someone who has, portals. Just teleport me somewhere else. Don't have to deal with that anymore.
Very, very, very brave of you. Very brave.
Very brave man. It's very in keeping with character. What about yourself?
I'd have to say Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat. He's very, 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 very strong fighter, obviously, and also I feel like Ice would be very good against zombies because if you freeze them and you break them apart, they can't get back up, can they?
Good point. Also, on the topic of new beginnings for the WHAMcast, we've decided there's going to be a WHAMcast playlist, the official WHAMcast soundtrack. It's going to be released at the end of the year. Each of our guests is going to put, 2-3 songs on, we think. And at the end of the year, you will have the chance to guess which songs were put on by who.
I have to say, the Swifties will be located and exterminated swiftly. About exactly where you can find the new episodes, we have our official YouTube channel. It used to be a fan page for a bit, but we cahoots with the owner of the page now, so
we paid him off.
Blood money. And also definitely expect to find us on Spotify. We'll try to get it to your favorite podcast platform. We're not entirely sure how we can go about doing that yet, but we will try our best. We will definitely be on Spotify and YouTube.
if any of you are more intelligent when it comes to like technical knowledge than us, send us an email. We're always looking for some help from the fans. And that's about all we have for this week. I know it's a bit of a shorter episode. We're hoping them to be a little bit longer going forward. Just a brief sort of introduction episode. No, there wasn't really much we went over, but we're hoping to get back on releasing WHAMcast episodes. Hoping to get more out in season 2. Hey, all love to season 2, but just saying there weren't any episodes.
Shock horror.
Join us next week where something might happen. I don't know yet.
But we will definitely be there to tell you
what's happening at Millburn.